So guys, I just decided to show you some of the seeds that I had put to germinate. So here I put some basil. In the back here I put some bird peppers. Here I have some sweet peppers which has not germinated as yet. I also put some seasoning peppers here to germinate. I put some celery here, some parsley. Still waiting for those to germinate. This is a cucumber here. Here I put two flowers, nasturtium and echinacea. I put some sweet peppers here. That has not germinated as yet. I have some tomatoes that came up, though I almost lost it because I forgot to open my greenhouse and they got burnt. It was so hot. This is some more tomatoes I put here to germinate. This is a cucumber here. Some cabbage I put to germinate because I lost some of my cabbages because, like I said, I forgot to open my greenhouse. This is some more cabbages here. I put two flowers in the back there to germinate. Here I put some peppers again to germinate. In the back there's some basil that I put. This is another tomato. This here is a flower that I put to germinate, chamomile. And this here some long beans that I have put to germinate. Here we have some basil, the sweet basil that has germinated. This here is cabbage, Chinese cabbage, so these have germinated. This here is basil, sweet basil. This here is a cucumber, this here is a cucumber. These are long beans. I have some more tomato plants here that did germinate. In these two pots here, I have butternut squash growing. In these two pots, this vine here is also butternut squash. This is this is a pepper plant. I'm not sure if it's jalapeno. I think it's jalapeno. The aphids have been really going after it, so I've been trying to spray neem oil on it. This is Chinese cabbage that I harvested the leaves but left the roots. It continued to grow so I could harvest. I have ginger growing in this pot here. I have to weed it. In the back there I have tomatoes growing. Maybe I could pull out some of those weeds one time. You can see the ginger root coming up. Alright, so we have ginger growing there, tomatoes. These pots are just waiting for plants to go in them. Here I have a bell pepper growing in this pot here. This is some type of pepper, not sure what it is. On top here I have put some cilantro to germinate. I put some lettuce leaves here to germinate. This is my sage herb. I had put some spring onions in here to germinate. Still waiting for that. So some parsley. That's why I need to germinate some more parsley, but germinating, I have always had problems germinating parsley and celery. This is my spring onions that look very sad. This is just like a undercover, but this is these spring onions. Here we have some arugula coming up. I put some dill here to germinate. I tried repotting my lemongrass. It had a lot of insects on it. What do we have here? Here I have a Mexican avocado growing here. This is Wonder of the World, or the Leaf of Life. Here I have a seasoning pepper, and this is arugula here as well. I have these bottles here to help with almost like a drip irrigation. This is my jalapeno pepper plant. Again, struggling because of aphid infestation. Um, in that pot there, that's a bell pepper, but I'm still waiting for it to come to fruit. It's another pepper plant down there as well. So as you can see, I don't have much in my garden because, you know, we had a dry season. I use rainwater to wet my plants, so I still have some rainwater in my tank. This again is Chinese cabbage. What I did is that I harvested the leaves but left the root, and so it started to grow again. So that's something that you can do as well. You don't need to pull up the root. So we have Chinese cabbage here and we have Chinese cabbage here. Guys, this is my hibiscus. This is a seasoning pepper tree here. And this is my rosemary down here. This is a bush basil here. So that's about it. That's about, oh wait, I have papaya. I have papaya here. And that tree, I probably need to get the fruit picker to go and get it. Don't think you can see that because of the glare. So I was able to harvest these two papayas from my papaya tree. This one here, and I have this one here. And I also have the leaf. I took a little piece and I ate it. It is extremely bitter, but it is also good for you. Okay guys, so my long beans that I have here, I am going to put them in the ground now, okay? So we're going to take our long beans. Now you know they say that you should direct sow beans because they don't like to be transplanted, but if I want to put it in the ground, like off the bat, the likelihood of it doing well for me, slim. I don't know if, you know, things come and try to take it out of the ground, I don't know. But anyway, I prefer to do it this way, get it nice and healthy, and then be very careful in transplanting it and putting it in the ground. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to make some holes here. And I have some granular plant food and some bone meal that I'll put in the hole. Okay, so first we'll dig a hole here. You don't need to go down that deep. Okay, so put some plant food, granular plant food in it. Put a little bit of bone meal in it. Mix it up. Let's use the shovel. Mix it up like that. Okay. Alright, so got one out here. I'm going to put it in the hole. We have here and cover it up. All right, so we have one in the ground. Let's just take out the others and let's see. Come on, I have to be very careful. I don't want to disturb your roots too much. All right, so I'm gonna put the other one here. Actually, no, yes, we can put it closer. I'm not sure with that. Put it closer. It's a stone. You have to wait. Put this one like this. So then we cover it up, right? So that. Right. All right, so I'm just going to get the third one in, guys. So as you can see, guys, I have planted my 3 long beans. They're all in the ground, and as it grows, actually, you know what? I should put this here. So this will help it to climb on this initially, right? It's going to climb on this, and then it's going to climb on this, and then it's going to climb on this here, okay? So guys, I got some compost for my garden beds. So I'm in the process of spreading it out. So I did this bed already, and I still have to do these 3 other beds by spreading out the compost. Okay guys, so I got some plants from the nursery that I want to plant. So here I have 2 zinnias, and I have 1 marigold. I'm going to put these in some flower pots. I got some okra, some bell peppers, and I have 1 oregano here as well. Okay guys, so I think this marigold that I have here, I'm going to put it in the ground. I was thinking of putting it in the pot, but the thing about it, if I do it in the ground, when the flowers dry and fall, the seeds can fall into the bed itself, and then I'll be able to get more marigolds. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll put it in the ground, and I'll put it right here, right in the middle here. Yeah, that hole is good enough for it. Wow, the roots are coming out the bottom. This is totally root bound. See how the roots are wrapping around? It needed a home. Right. So we have this in the ground. My oregano, I have to decide where am I going to put it. All right, you know what? I think I will, maybe I should just put it in a pot. All right, I'll do that. So let's put it on top here. So we'll put it up, right? Enough space here for it. Dig a nice little hole. Just trying to straighten it a little bit. I didn't get it in properly. Now I'm trying to move it. Okay, can damage the roots. So I have to be careful. Alright. Alright, well, I will leave it in the pot. So here we have our oregano. And now I'm going to plant out my the okra and the bell peppers. I also have 1 tomato plant here that I will plant out. Alright, so this bed here, I think that's where I'm going to put my bell peppers and my okra. Alright, you know what? I'm going to put it in a straight line actually. I'll put the okra here. On this side here, put here. I wonder if I should put there's 1 tomato here. It's already have a pull. You know what? I'll put that tomato there because it already has a pull there. I'll make it easy for me, as opposed to having to stick a pole somewhere else. All right, the another okra I'll put on this side next to the papaya tree. Next to this pole that I have here, I will put the tomato that I have. Good, we have the tomato in. What I will do now with the peppers, I would just make a line coming down here in the middle with the peppers. Okay guys, so I forgot to put some granular plant food and bone meal inside the hole before putting in the pepper plants. So I'm just putting it on the outside here. I'm just working it in like this, and then I will water it. I will leave a link in the description for where you can get the plant food and bone meal that I'm using. Okay guys, I got some leaves here that I'm going to use as mulch to put around the plants, and I just put into the ground. So I'm just going to take the dry leaves and just put it at the base of the plant, and that is to help retain the moisture on the surface of the soil. And this is what they call an organic mulch, right? So this will break down and feed the soil again, right? Here I put a tomato, I put an okra here, and another okra here, and in the middle here is where I put the bell peppers. I put a bell pepper plant here, and I put one okra in the back here, and of course this is my long beans. So guys, these plants here, I've decided I'm going to transplant them now. So this is a cucumber, and these two tomatoes, I'm going to transplant them now. So guys, these are my seedlings here that I have growing. So in the back here, this is Chinese cabbage. So I think I'm going to pot up the Chinese cabbage now. Alright, so here we have our Chinese cabbage all potted up. Okay guys, so I put on some bush beans here. What I want to do is the Florida wave trellis system. I don't know if I can do this before the rain comes, but let us see. So what you do is you use, well, maybe you should be using, this is not the ideal thing I have, but this doesn't really have anything to, for it to lock onto like a bump or something. But anyway, the concept is you tie your nylon or string on to a rod like this and you weave it around the plant in front and behind, and you come back. Okay, now I have so much extra twine here and the rain is coming. Can I do this before the rain comes? Or will I have to abandon? This has to go around. Oh, this around here a few times. And go around the rod a few times. Oh, I feel a raindrop already. So I came back over here, so then you come back this way. I think I'll have to come in front here. Oh boy, the rain is down, guys, I gotta go. All right, so let's see if we can try and finish doing this Florida weave trellis. So you want to sandwich, basically what you're doing is sandwiching the plants between the twine. Okay, so you go in front and behind, you come to the stake here, you will wrap it around this stake now, about 3 times. Right, pulling it tight. Okay, and then now you go back weaving between. Okay, this one is a little slack. Let me see if I can tighten this here. So this is a little slack. I need to tighten here. No. Then we weave it again. Front, behind, sandwiching the plant in the middle. This thing is all tangled up. So you know what? This should not have had this tangled up on me, because now I have a problem. So every time you reach the pole, you wrap it around and then you go back. Okay? Okay guys, so here you see I did a Florida weave trellising system in order to support my garden beans. So you just weave it around the plant, alternating front and back as you go around, and of course every time you reach the stakes you wrap it around about 3 times, so it locks it in place, and then you weave it around, and that is what helps to support the plant as it grows. So as the plant continues to grow, I would have to weave some more again to continue supporting it. So guys, these are my seedlings here. As you can see, even though I had them in here, I didn't close down my hatch here completely, and I saw leaf minor damage on the leaves. I had to break out some of the leaves, but this cucumber here, I think I'm going to transplant it now into the pot. Oh, I see a worm. All right, let me get some granular food to put in this, as well as some bone meal. Kind of cover up this worm a little bit, so I don't put the food directly on the worm. So I'm putting some bone meal in, and some organic granular plant food. And I'm using leaves and some flowers as mulch. It's a big congee. I don't want that in here. So we're just going to put a mulch around it. And that's to help to retain the moisture in the pot. Put in the mulch. Alright, and that's it there. Good, so we have our cucumber planted. Just going to water it in. Okay guys, so I have one zinnia flower here. I'm waiting for that to flower. Here I had put some cilantro to germinate, only one germinated so far. Here I had put some lettuce to germinate. I see a few have germinated. My parsley is dying out here, and that's why I'm trying to germinate some more, but parsley takes a very long time to germinate and it's difficult to germinate. Here I have some lettuce again that have germinated. I have some arugula here. I had put some dill here to germinate, but it has never germinated. And in here I had put some bunchen onions or spring onions to germinate. Again, it has not germinated. There are two volunteer tomatoes I see in this little pot here. This is my butternut squash. I decided to try to train it up to see if it will grow up on this trellis. So we will see how that goes. I don't know if that will work. I have another butternut squash in there as well. This is a butternut squash here, so it's actually three. There are two in one pot here and one in this pot. Unfortunately, guys, I noticed yesterday that one of my tomato trees have just wilted. So I don't know what's going on with that, but because it has wilted, I'm just going to uproot it because I don't know if it's some sort of disease and I don't want it to spread to the others. So I'm just going to get rid of it. But these are my other tomato plants here. You can see the size of them. These bottles I have here is for sort of like a drip irrigation system that I have going on here. These are my cucumbers that I have here. This is my marigold. This is a bell pepper. These are my bush beans that I have here, and I have it trellis using the Florida weave method. So I've decided that this basil that I have here, I'm gonna go ahead and transplant them directly into the garden. I'm actually going to transplant it and put it next to my tomatoes that I have here. So I will just go ahead and put them into the ground directly. Okay, it's one basil plant down. Right, I just have one more to put into the ground, which we'll put right over here. All right, so we have put all our basil into the ground. I have some more basil also coming up as well. But at least we put all of these that were in this tree into the ground because I didn't like how it was looking. So I decided, look, let me put it into the ground one time. So Operation Basil Transplant is done.